Hey, okay, this is Jacob Slaton, and I just wanted to start a few videos of some behind-the-scenes stuff that I do, a little bit of the detail behind the photos that you'll see on my website at jacobslaton.com. So this is the first one. If you guys like them, I'll do some more. If not, maybe I'll do some more anyway. So I wanted to start with this one photo of Pierre Desir, who is the cornerback for Lindenwood College, and he was recently drafted by the Cleveland Browns. I don't know anything about sports, but apparently he's pretty good. He was a super nice guy. I photographed him here in Little Rock at a law firm downtown. They asked me to come in. He was there for the day. He was receiving an award. And they wanted some photos of him, and ESPN was actually shooting some video of him for a pre-draft show that they were doing. So it was pretty cool. They didn't really have any guidelines for me other than they just wanted a great portrait and some group photos and things like that. This is the one that I liked the most that ended up on my website. This is the raw file. The original raw file, unedited, straight out of camera. So I thought I'd start here and kind of show you guys what I did with it. I'll talk a little bit about lighting, and then I'll walk through a little bit of the post-processing that I did on it. I try not to do very much at all, but you'll see what I ended up doing. So just a quick note about gear. I pretty much shoot everything with the Canon 6D. That's just my go-to camera. I love it. I don't need anything else. I shot this with a 70-200 lens. You can see over here. So Canon 6D. Shot this on February 13th. So the lens I was shooting is a 70-200, and I was at 95 millimeters. I just zoomed into that point. ISO is 100 because I'm shooting with flashes. And my aperture was 5.6 because I wanted a real sharp shot. I didn't want to chance it. I didn't have a whole lot of time with him, and it just worked out well that way. My shutter was at 1/60th of a second. I started out at a 1/60th, and then I dragged it down to a 60th to bring in a little bit more of the ambient light. I shot this in a hallway on the back side of this law firm, which is in a high-rise building downtown, and it has these really cool green panels where the light kind of comes through and creates this green glow. But it's fairly indirect light. So the cool thing here is I stopped my aperture down so much that it did not bring in a whole lot of light on this side of his face, even though the windows are over here. But then so the flash is lighting him on this side, obviously, and then when I opened up the shutter, it let in some light back here, some extra light. It was pretty dark back here before, so I opened it up to 60th of a second to let that in. For lighting on this shot, I used a 24-inch, or maybe it's a 36. It's a 36-inch strip box. It's like 8 inches wide, and I put a grid on there. I generally always use a grid just to kind of control the light. If I hadn't used a grid, it probably would have showed up some light here on the sides, and I didn't really want that. So this strip box is on a Alien Bees B1600 light, just out of frame to the left. And I put a green gel in the light, kind of as an afterthought, because I noticed this green light coming through the windows was pretty cool, and I wanted to kind of use that, so it sort of motivated my lighting choice. I ended up adding it as an afterthought, and so I didn't really have time to take the strip box off the light and put the gel in there properly. So what I did was I just stuck the gel, which is like a 8.5 by 11, just piece of plastic sheeting basically with a green hue to it. I just slipped it in behind the grid. So it actually, the gelled part is really just hitting his face, and that's why you don't see a lot of green color down here. And I thought it kind of turned out cool. It's sort of interesting. If I had put it in right on the light bulb, his arm would also have that green glow to it a little bit over there. And you can see on his shirt where it's kind of green right here. That's the gel doing its magic. So I just shot a few pictures of him right here. It was really hot in this hallway because of the sun coming in, so we didn't have a whole lot of time. He was really cool. He gave me the expression I wanted, which was basically just the kind of the hardcore game face sort of thing. So again, this is the shot right out of camera. I generally always shoot on auto white balance, and then I'll shoot a gray card to balance the color. Although when I'm shooting a guy with a white shirt, you can pretty much find a good color balance in here somewhere, in this gray area, down here or down here. You can find a good gray in there. So sometimes I'll kind of take the shortcut and do that. So this is the raw photo. I took it into Lightroom and tweaked it a little bit, and here's the final image. I'll open that back up. So here's the original, and here's the final. Original, final. You can see some differences there. One thing that's real noticeable is I cropped in on this side because I thought this white bar was kind of distracting. So I cropped in on the final image to cut that out, and also to kind of center him up in the frame. You can see I open up the shadows right here. I do all my editing in Lightroom. I almost never use Photoshop. So I just brought up the shadows in Lightroom. I'll generally take the black level down a little bit because I think that's a little bit too harsh. I want a real even toned image top to bottom. I think I may have dropped out the highlights a little bit here too, just to bring a little bit more detail in on the shirt here. I also edited his eyes just a little bit. I brightened them up. I cleaned up the white in his eyes, kind of sharpened his pupils or his irises a little bit. You can see if you look in really close here, zoom in, you can really see the green gel here, and it's kind of interesting. You can see where the gel is there in the middle of the light, and you can see where it is not. So the bottom half of the light was just clean white light, and you can see these green highlights here kind of throughout. I thought it worked pretty well. I cleaned up a little bit of his face, but there wasn't much to do here. I guess that's about it, really. Oh, I know. Another thing I did was I brought in a gradient here on the side, a gradient adjustment. I dragged it in from the side like that, and I dropped the green level down a little bit there, or brought up the green level actually, so this would be a little bit more green and match kind of throughout all the way across. And I think I darkened it a little bit too in this area just to kind of make it even. But I thought this was a cool shot. It's kind of got the disappearing lines back here. And I think the green tones work well. I think his expression works well. So I guess that's pretty much it. Hit me up in the comments or whatever if you have questions about it. I'll do another one here shortly and try to post a few of these videos. If you guys like them, let me know, and I'll keep going with it. Cool. Thanks for watching.